Alright, we're back. Another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are going to be going over what units could possibly easy A for Part 2 of Golden Week, because of course we do have that right around the corner. We should be getting the reveal of the Part 2 LR, I guess, any day now, right? Within the next couple days, we could really expect it, because we should be getting the Part 2 LR, I think the 13th or 14th, because that's when we got Bulma last year. So, I think we're even going to get it like a day or two earlier, just because we got the Dokkan Fest units a day or two earlier, but we'll see. Regardless, part 2 is coming very soon. I'm hoping for LR Kid Buu, but, you know, this video isn't about that. We'll see. We'll see what we get, but let me know in the comments what you guys want to see for the part 2 LR other than LR Kid Buu, because, you know, if we have the choice between getting LR Kid Buu for a part 2 LR, I mean, of course we're going to be picking him. But another unit that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about is an LR Majin Vegeta. I know we have the AGL one, but he just really isn't that good at this point in the game, so I'd love to get another one. I think that would be really cool, but between him and an LR Kid Buu, you know, I gotta say LR Kid Buu. We've been waiting way too long for him. But anyway, not the point of the video. I wanted to go over what units we could see easy A. And starting off, we got this LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Really surprised he hasn't had his easy A yet. I feel like there's been so many opportunities for them to easy A him. I mean, I remember thinking to myself so many times, like, oh yeah, he's easy A during the celebration, for sure, for sure. And then here we are. Still doesn't have an easy A 4 years later. Yeah, I mean, he would definitely be really good with his easy A. He's like LR Goku Black, the Rosé one. I guess we could actually pull him up really quick. With Super Saiyan? I'm pretty sure he has the Super Saiyan link. So he has the mechanic where he gets stats depending on how much ki he has in a turn. So his easy A should be very similar to this guy's. Yeah, you can see here he gets 6% attack every time ki raises by 1, up to 120%. This guy has the same, but I'm pretty sure he gets defense as well. Yeah, 4% attack and defense every time ki raises up by 1, up to 70%. And you guys know how crazy this guy's easy A was. I mean, now he's dropping like over 10 million attack stats, doing multiple supers in a turn. He's healing. He's got all these stats on super. So I think it's pretty safe to say this guy's he's gonna have a pretty good easy A. Of course, on his unit super attack as well, you got some extra stuff going on there. So if they want to make him a little extra special with that, definitely wouldn't mind. The condition for the unit super attack is a Majin Buu Saga Goku. Should be very easy because we have quite a few Majin Buu Saga Gokus, especially if we get multiple Part 2 easy A's. So if this guy easy A's and then also we get another certain someone int transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku, then you could fit that guy next to this guy, or you could run them as a rotation. You could just do a whole lot of stuff with Super Saiyan 3 Gokus. So we'll get to that a little later in the video, but this condition shouldn't really be that difficult to get. Also because, you know, the new Dokkan Fest is a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then, you know, in terms of his kit, I mean, basic stuff, just increase his stats, give him some guard damage reduction dodge, additionals, crits, and, you know, the whole 9 yards, whatever, he'll be great. Active skill, pretty good. You get some attack and defense for 1 turn. I don't know what this is about, just 1 ki. I mean, they need to make that at least 3 ki, because it's just 1 ki. I mean, okay, I guess that's good, but for an LR, really isn't doing a whole lot. So I would say make this 3 ki, and then I don't really care what they do with that. They can keep it the same. The condition can be activated when there's a Majin Buu Saga category ally whose name includes Goku, starting from the 3rd turn. Okay, like I said, very simple to get that. So between his unit super attack and between his active skill, run him with a Majin Buu Saga Goku, which again, shouldn't really be that difficult. He's a Vegeta too, so he's on a lot of weak teams. Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta family, not really as great as you'd want it to be. Worthy Rivals, Resurrected Warriors, Connected Hope. So a lot of weak teams here that definitely could use the buffs. So if this guy does get a crazy easy A, you know, obviously it's going to be very good. But then next up, we've got the STR Dokkan Fest Videl. Yeah, I think it's possible she's going to easy A, because I don't really see another time slot for her to easy A. I mean, she's not really that hype, but, dude, she would be really good. If you guys don't remember, on release, STR Videl, I think, was by far and away the best TUR in the game, even in contention for, like, some of the best units in the game. Yeah, I mean, she's just good, man. Between the dodge, between the crazy damage, and really good defense. Not now, but at the time, at least, she had really good defense. She could put a lot of work in. You want to talk about weak teams, though. Peppy Gals, Earthlings, Defenders of Justice. Okay, I guess that's it. She's not really on a lot of teams, but all these teams really, really suck. I mean, Peppy Gals, we got Android 21. I mean, yeah, Bulma, obviously. I guess you could say LR Kale and Cleefla, but they need Universe 6 units to be good. Same thing with the LR Kale, or with the Dokkan Fest Kale. So I'm not really going to count them. And then, yeah, dude, that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe a good unit here and there. You know, Chilai is pretty good. This Caulifla can be pretty good. But yeah, just not really a great category. So Pepe Gals getting buffs definitely is a good thing. Earthlings, it's never really been a good category per se. I mean, there's some good units on it. Same thing with Pepe Gals. You know, like Bulma, LR Jackie Chan, Yamcha. I mean, I could sit here all day looking for good units on here, and I would be here all day because there aren't any good units on here. I'd be looking for too long. Because yeah, Earthlings not really a great category. Defenders of Justice, same there. I'm not going to pull it up, but those three teams definitely could use the buffs. She does also have a unit super attack, so you know, if you've got a Ultimate Gohan on the team or whatever, you get that off. It just so happens there was a EZA recently. I'm sure it flew over a lot of your guys' head. Tech Ultimate Gohan, and coincidentally, he happens to be one of the best goddamn units in the game, just period. So if they want to EZA her and then have that little EZA TUR rotation going on, you could make that work. They're not going to link insanely well together. They're going to have Cold Judgment and then I guess Fierce Battle, but still, Cold Judgment and Fierce Battle is a good amount to stats. And then also you're getting Videl's unit super attack, so that definitely will be very good. So very good EZA potential, I'll just say that. I mean, she's got some good things built into her kit between the dodge, reasonably high stats, good super attack effects as it stands. You know, she's stacking attack and additionals built in, all that. So with an EZA, as long as they just increase what she already has, and then maybe, you know, add a little bit more, make some conditions easier to get, then of course she's going to be really good. And then next up, we've got the Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta transforming into Majin Vegeta, and then the Super Saiyan 2 Goku transforming into the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This was the Super Saiyan 3 Goku I was talking about earlier. Now, this Vegeta specifically, I don't really think he can be bad. He's got guard built into his kit, so, I mean, you know, you can't really mess that up. I would say it's around the same difficulty as messing this guy's EZA up as it was messing Tech Ultimate Gohan's EZA up, which, as you guys saw, they didn't mess it up. So I'm assuming this guy's EZA going to be absolutely amazing. He gets defense on super, so I'd say just give him 50% defense on super, or maybe 50% attack and defense, just as long as they, I guess, increase this. I'm definitely happy. I'm already happy as it is, honestly. 30% defense is still good, but, you know, we need that next level now. It's his EZA. And then his passive, you know, the basic stuff, increase this, increase this. Yeah, I guess make this like 50% the stats, and then make this like 2 key spheres or something, and then you got to give him something else. I mean, I would say crit chance, additionals, and then maybe like rainbow orb changing or something. That might be taking it a step too far, but I'm just saying, I mean, if this guy rainbow orb changes in his first couple turns before you go into Majin Vegeta, and then this guy might have the same thing, that would not only help them get their key spheres, but it would just be a really good addition to their kit. So maybe something like that, I think, is possible, but that's also just me talking out of my ass. I got no idea, so we'll see what they do when they EZA, but I think that's something they definitely should do, just because, again, it would massively benefit them and their teams. They're still on some weak teams. Goku, more specifically, just because he's on more teams, but this Vegeta, still Resurrected Warriors, Worthy Rivals, Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta family, corroded body and mind. This category is really bad, so having a Rainbow Orb Changer would definitely help. But then when you go into Majin Vegeta, I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. He gets 50% defense on super. I mean, make that 50% attack and defense, and then you're chilling. Already a good super attack effect. Increase that. Increase this. Maybe make it attack and defense. That would be a pretty good way to just make him better all around. Yeah, I guess you could do the same thing here. Make it attack and defense again. 2 separate attack and defense buffs. Or just make this like, you know, 177% and make this 177%. I guess you could just do that. And then, yeah, just make this easier to get, right? Because 6 key spheres, I don't want to say that's necessarily uncommon, but there definitely is going to be a good amount of rotations where you don't get 6 key spheres. So if they're not going to make this guy an orb changer when he goes into Majin Vegeta, then I would say at least just make it like 4 key spheres or something like that, just so it's a lot more consistent. Because that guard, I'm just going to assume they're not going to add any damage reduction or dodge. So this guard is pretty much the only defensive mechanic he has in his kit outside of his raw defense. So it's going to be really important that you get it. So then getting these key spheres with him is going to be very important. So I would say make him an orb changer. If not, make this easier to get. Or do both. You know, you could do that as well. I mean, hell, I'm not complaining. The better the units are, the better they are for the game, I guess, right? And then next up, we got the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Really same thing here. They pretty much have the same kit. before they transform. So, you know, just increase his stats, make this 50%, and then give him some dodge, guard, additionals, whatever, crits, I don't care. Give him defense on super as well. You definitely need to do that. And then when he goes into Super Saiyan 3, it's a little trickier here because this guy doesn't have guard. He's got dodge. So that's just straight up not as good, especially because it's only a 33% chance to dodge, but we'll go over that here in a second. So his super attack effect, make it 50% the stats, so attack and defense, and then he's pretty much fine. Passive, you know, increase this. Same thing I said with Majin Vegeta, just increase what he already has. And then right here, he gets 33% attack and defense when attacking, and then a chance of evading enemies' attack plus 33% with 3 or more Ki Spheres. And then he gets attacks effective against all types with 6 or more Ki Spheres. So it's good that the defensive mechanic is only with 3 Ki Spheres, whereas with Majin Vegeta, it's, you know, you get the guard with 6 Ki Spheres, so it's a little bit more difficult to get his main defensive mechanic, just, I guess, active, right? But with this Goku, you only need 3 Ki Spheres. I mean, make this like a 66% chance to dodge. I would say just double it. You could go 50%, but even then, that's still not that great. I mean, it's reliable. If you want to give this guy insane stats, you know, make this like 200%, and then also he gets stats on super, and then also he's got these buffs going on. He gets 33% the stats when attacking, and then also just a straight up high chance to dodge. That's fine, but I'm going to lowball it. I'm going to say that they don't really go crazy with a lot of these buffs here. So then giving him just a 66% chance to dodge is a lot more reliable and a lot more consistent. So I feel like that would just be a little bit better for this guy. And then I do whatever here. I don't really care about the attacks effective against all types. It's nice because damage is obviously really good, but damage isn't necessary. Whereas defense, well, it just kind of is, right? I mean, you need good defense to take units in these events. So I would say that's the main way to fix these guys up. Just really build upon their main defensive mechanic and then just, you know, polish up the other areas of their kit. You know, bump their stats up, make their super attack effects better, blah, 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 the basic stuff. And then for the categories that he's helping, I mean, you know, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Resurrected Warriors, Otherworld Warriors, Connected Hope, Mastered Evolution, Bond of Friendship. I don't know, Accelerated Battle is already kind of good, but Time Limit, that definitely could use a little bit of help. So, really good unit all around with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku in terms of, like, the teams he's helping. And then he's a Goku unit, so he's already on a lot of really good teams as well. So this guy specifically is going to have a great spot in the game if he gets a good Easy A. But the next up, these last two options, a little less likely to Easy A, but hell, it's Dokkan. Honestly, anything's possible. We got the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the other transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the physical one, and then the STR Kid Buu. So especially if we do get an LR Kid Buu, I mean, it would make sense that we get an Easy A for Kid Buu. I don't know if they'd want to Easy A both of these guys at the same time. Same goes with the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and then the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to assume they do Easy A them both just because they were a dual Dokkan Fest release. But yeah, it's definitely possible they just Easy A one of these guys, so they would just Easy A the Buu or something. Which, if that's the case, I mean, not really complaining. Both of them would be really good with the Easy A, especially Buu. This guy can get up to some pretty good stats with all his healing, with his nullifications. He's got the active skill as well. So if they make him just a little bit better with that Easy A, I mean, the extreme class teams that this guy's helping, man. Worldwide Chaos, Sworn Enemies, Stored Figures, Planetary Destruction, Majin Power, Artificial Life Forms. Resurrected Warriors isn't really extreme class, but all the other categories I just mentioned are heavily extreme class dominated. So him being really good on there, which you could hope he would be with his Easy A, and then also having big bad bosses, Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle, so pretty good extreme class link set, would just be really good. Now, the bad thing is he wouldn't link with an LR Kid Buu because they would have the same name, but whatever. I mean, it would still work. I mean, you know, the LR Zamasu and the NLR Zamasu, you still run them on the same team. It's just kind of unfortunate that they don't link well together, but it's never really cost you, you know, like a run. Although, I don't know. I guess there is a pretty big difference with these big bad bosses units if you're not getting that activated. But as long as you got a lot of other Majin Power category units on the team, you should be fine. And again, that's only assuming we get an LR Kid Buu. We might not. But with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I mean, offensively, he's still pretty good. He can do a lot of supers. He can do a lot of crits, additionals, all that. I would say just really focus on his defense, and then he's good, right? Maybe make this like 50% attack and defense for one turn. Bump up his stats start of turn, more stats on super, maybe some guard, damage reduction, whatever. If you want to do dodge as well, I think that'd be fine. And then, yeah, really, he's going to be fine. So that's pretty much the video. Not really a whole lot else to talk about with these units specifically, just because they're relatively newer. You know, on global, they're 2022 units. So that's why their EZA is definitely a lot less likely than a lot of these other units that we're going over. But it's still possible, right? There's still a chance that we get their EZA. So I just wanted to talk about it. But anyway, that has been the video. Let me know in the comments which EZA you want to see the most. Personally, I think this guy, it's his time, man. But we'll see. Like I said, Dokkan, they can be random sometimes. So we'll see what they decide to do. But anyway, once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one.